Hello everyone and welcome to Dueling with Downton, and today I want to go over 5 duels from the Yu-Gi-Oh Duel Monsters anime that I wish we had gotten to see. Now please note this list is in no particular order and is purely based off my own opinion. So if you agree or disagree with any of these picks, then that's perfectly fine. Why not let me know which duels you wanted to see in the comment section down below. Plus, this list might not actually make sense logically with some of the duels, but I'll try and put a storyline to them if there is one to be told. So starting off this list, we have My Valentine versus Shizu Ishtar. Now there is a possible storyline to be had already laid out within the ending of Battle City. After all, Yami Marek put Mai through a lot of pain and suffering. So maybe in the back of her mind, Shizu wishes to apologise to My Valentine for her brother's behaviour while under the influence of the darkness that the Millennium Rod carried. But with that being said, My Valentine, the character, I find that her personality wouldn't really care much for an apology. Instead, she'll offer Shizu a deal, in where if Mai wins, then Mai gets to have the Millennium Necklace that Shizu has. After all, My Valentine sees that piece of jewellery as a valuable asset. And if Shizu wins, then Mai will accept her apology, no ifs, no buts. So then, throughout the duel, we get a good exchange of back and forth between the two female characters. But Shizu is trying to explain how sorry her family is, while also stating the importance of her Millennium Necklace. This is a valuable item that she just can't part ways with, because the Pharaoh needs it later on in the series. But in the end, it was all futile, as My Valentine gets the victory, walking away with the Millennium Necklace in her hands. But after one last plea from Shizu, Mai looks at the Millennium Necklace and simply calls it cheap tat, calls it not expensive jewellery and not worth her time, dropping it to the ground and walking away. Just whispering just loud enough for Shizu to hear, apology accepted. Then of course Mai gets on her motorcycle and drives off into the distance. Now this duel I thought would be really cool. There is a small storyline you could play off of with the whole treatment that Marek put Mai through, and in general I just wish it would have happened, because it would have given two great female duelists, you know, some more spotlight. Next up on this list is kind of a duel I wish we got to see, and that is Duke Devlin versus Tristan Taylor in a Dungeon Dice Monsters game. I always thought that the match between Yugi and Duke Devlin was really fun and entertaining, and I wish we saw more of those. So I think Tristan would be a nice one to put here. Yes, it'll be a bit of a filler, but it'll still be pretty interesting, because I wish we explored the game of Dungeon Dice Monsters a little bit more. Now next up on this list, to talk about a tag duel. Now granted, this would not make sense in terms of the plot or, you know, context of things or timeline, but it still would be a unique duel nevertheless. And I'm talking about the Rare Hunter tag team that dueled both Yugi and Kaiba on top of that building. I want them to face the Paradox Brothers. Obviously this would just be a gimmick duel, but we could then see how the Paradox Brothers duel when there are actually rules in the game. Because in Duelist Kingdom, anything went. There were no rules attached, really. Now I think the two teams would have a good exchange against one another. There'll be some good chemistry between them, as their personalities would make the duel rather comedic and entertaining to watch. So we should have had more tag duels in Duel Monsters. Now then, the second to last duel on this list is Little Yugi Moto versus Mokuba. Now I know what you're thinking. We had this duel in episode 8 of Duel Monsters. So technically we already had this. Why would it be on a list of 5 duels I wish we got to see? Well, that's because this duel actually got cut short, and it was in fact Yami Yugi that dueled instead of Yugi Moto. So seeing Little Yugi versus Mokuba dueling the full length, I think would be pretty cool, and depending on where you place this duel, both Yugi and Mokuba would have different experiences in terms of dueling. If you placed it in Duelist Kingdom, then both characters would not have much experience in the ways of strategy and the card game. But if you placed it sort of season 4 beyond, then of course they'll be a bit more experienced. I think a nice sort of in-between though would be Battle City, as it could be a nice little fun filler duel where Yu-Gi-Oh could just get a bit of, credit. He can actually duel and be a bit more viable, a bit more, show off what he's learned while being in the presence of the Pharaoh. Plus, this would almost be like the younger generation clashing, as you have Mokuba, the younger brother of Seto Kaiba, versus Yu-Gi-Oh, obviously the smaller version of the Pharaoh Atem. So, I think that would be pretty cool in that aspect, but let me know what you think. And finally, for this list, the one more duel that I wanted to see from the Duel Monsters anime was just any duel with the character of Valen. I can't have been the only person who loved seeing the duel between Joey and Valen, where the monsters kind of equipped to each other and gave them battle armor. The duelists would then batter each other, punching left, right, and kicking, uppercutting, all of that stuff. I thought that was absolutely amazing, and why we couldn't see it from other duelists, I have no idea. Granted, it wouldn't make the show PG, but I think we could have some very unique sort of armors being used by different duelists. Imagine Kaiba getting a blue-eyed white dragon battle armor, or a Shizu getting like this sort of mummy armor outfit in where it sort of covers her face up and she's got bandages flashing behind her. Obviously, we saw the Capsule Monsters anime where Atem used sort of the Dark Magician armor and he used Blackluster Soldier as well. So why that couldn't come into a duel? That would have been so much fun. Just imagine Kaiba dressed up as a blue-eyed white dragon, sort of in the armor and the suit. Yuki is a Dark Magician and they're both sort of like trading blows that way. It would make the duel so much more interactive from the duelist perspective. Like I said, the amount of different designs we could bring to the show if more duelists sort of did this type of stuff. Like, I get it, I said more duelists against the character of Valen because he brought that sort of style to the anime. But I mean, you could have anyone duel that way and it would still be amazing. You'd have so many endless possibilities to be shown in terms of design and choreography of the battles. Again, would it work plot-wise? Probably not, but it would be great for like a spin-off series, I suppose. And let's be real, Season 4 of Duel Monsters was just filler anyway, and it was kind of crazy in terms of what the plot was presenting, so why not? Anyways, those were just some of the duels I wish we gotten to see from the Duel Monsters anime series. There are a few more that I wanted, so I might save them for a different video down the line. If you want to know them, then of course leave a thumbs up on this video, comment your thoughts down below, and subscribe so you never miss a video from me. Of course, I'd love to hear what you think. What duels do you want to see? And if you think any of the ideas I presented in this video would actually be cool or interesting as well. But nevertheless, I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you have, like I said, comment, subscribe, like the button, all of that good stuff. And I hope you have an amazing day. Alligator matane, goodbye.